Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're here in Bratislava, Slovakia, outside of the Bratislava Castle. And today we're going to talk about our 8 ways you can learn more about the culture of the country you're visiting without having to go to a museum. Because I know you can learn a lot from museums, and I'm fantastic. I love going to them. My son, who's obviously allergic to museums, is sneezing at it. But whether you're going to castles or you're going to museums, you can learn a lot that way. But sometimes you want to learn more about the culture of the people themselves, because the castles and the history are fantastic, but what about the people and the culture of today? Okay, so I want to give you our kind of 8 things you can do to learn more about the actual culture of the people versus the historical part. And the first thing I want to tell you to do is go to a grocery store. Look, you will understand more about a culture by going to a grocery store than pretty much anywhere else. You go to Italy, you know about pasta, but you don't understand just how many different types of pasta there are until you're there. Or if you're in Spain and you see the wall of the ham that's there, right? Or if you're going to Lithuania and you see the people with the little ice creams that are there, like, what are they getting there? They like their little ice creams from back in the Soviet times. It's already the cup of ice cream. I'm like, you really got to see how people really eat, how people really shop. And it really is an interesting experience. I know when we were living in China, when we go to the grocery store to see how people shopped in China, really explained a lot about the culture to us. It was a really great experience, you know? And I think that's one of the things that's really nice, because, you know, there's jokes in Portugal about, oh, a real Portuguese wife can make codfish 365 days of the year and her husband will be super happy. Well, the thing is, when you go to a grocery store in Portugal and you see the salted cod laying out there, you're like, wow, they really love that salted cod. Now, the next thing I recommend you do is go to the park. And this is really great. If you've got kids, bring a little soccer ball. They're going to make friends when they're there. But this is where you see people going out with their families, with their friends, hanging out, having picnics, maybe having a drink, or just having just a time together. And you really start to see how the culture works. Do the parents play with the kids? You know, going to China, it was really incredible to see the older people like working out like in the parks. You saw them doing the Tai Chi and everything. It was just a really incredible experience and helped us learn more about the culture. So from playing soccer in the park, my next thing is actually going to watch soccer in a stadium. And I'm saying go to a sports match in the country you're at, because you can learn a lot about the people when you're there. I mean, I can't tell you how much I learned about Italian culture by going to calcio games, Italian soccer games. I mean, I've been all over Italy. Like, I've been to like 30 calcio matches over the years for my Vicenza soccer team, right? And I've learned so much from the people, from the fans, from the people working at the stadiums. They found that, hey, you're an American coming to like a Serie C, like a 3rd division game? What are you doing here? And so it really is a great way to meet the people, but learn about the culture. Going to a cricket match, if you're in India or Pakistan or England, I mean, that is a whole other ball game. If you're in the US, going to a college football game with tailgating, it's an experience all of its own, and you really start to understand Americans' infatuation with American football. You know, it's one of those things, because like sports matches, you see the crazy in people, you see the chants, you see the cheerings and the wave and all kinds of fun stuff, but it is another way to learn about culture and learn about a country without going to a museum, all right? Now, next on my list is just go to an outdoor cafe. Like if there's a square or there's an outdoor cafe at a busy street, just sit outside and watch the world go by, because you start to see some of the cultural nuances, some of those differences when you're out there. I know when we're sitting in Paris, you see the people sitting outside smoking, having their cigarette, but you don't see them walking and smoking their cigarette. Also, you'll notice in France, you don't see people walking and snacking. The only people you see with food in their hand when you're going around are the French children, when they're either walking around or they're in their strollers and they have their little baguette that they're gnawing on while they go around. And so just going by and watching the world go by when you're in places really can help you learn about the culture a lot. And so it helps you kind of calm down and take it all in. So do sit at the park, sit at a cafe, sit somewhere and just take it all in as it goes by. And that can help you learn about the culture. Now, next up, we have going shopping. Yes, you can learn a lot by going shopping in different countries. And I know I talked about the grocery store, but this time I'm talking about more like products, like clothing products or home good products. I mean, the pharmacy. I mean, honestly, you go to the pharmacy, you can learn so much about a country right there, like how they deal with things, the medicines they have, how they discuss these kind of topics about health and wellness. It's an incredible experience. But going shopping, and when I say going shopping, I'm not saying going to IKEA or H&M or Zara, those international chains that are the same everywhere in the world. You want to go to local boutiques, because you go to a local boutique, a small shop, a small store, a lot of the times you might actually get the owner that's there, and the owner is going to tell you about the history of their business, what it's like to do business there, the neighborhood, the history of the area. I mean, they're really wanting to promote their business, but also the neighborhood they're in. And that's why we've learned so much, like in France and Portugal, Italy, we learned so much from the local shopkeepers. That was a really great experience. And I'll be honest with you, the pharmacy people, they know a lot in South America. So if you need to know anything when you're in South America, hit up the pharmacy, because they'll hook you up with the gossip and the truth about the place you're at. Now, another place you need to check out is a local restaurant. Not the big chains, not the huge, like Hofbrauhaus kind of things that are just huge, big tourist kind of trappy, kind of big old restaurants. You want to go to a smaller local restaurant, because a lot of times the smaller local restaurants, the owners are the one cooking for you. The owners are the one taking your order, or their kids are. And you're doing that. The more you go there, you become part of their family, because you're helping their business survive and thrive. And they tend to want to share stories with you. I know with us in Rome was a restaurant we went to for years and years and years. I remember Liam's here with me now, and he's 14, and he was a baby. We're talking like 8 weeks old, and like, let me hold the baby, you guys eat, it's totally fine. I mean, it was a fantastic experience we had with them, and we got to know them over the years. We go back year after year after year to see them and hang out with them, and it's really kind of a fun thing. But that local restaurant, the local owner, they're really going to make it a much more intimate setting for you to eat and enjoy the culture, but also they're going to share, why is this dish important to this town? Why is this restaurant important to this town? How has the town changed? What's the food you want to try if you're not here? And that's what the local restaurants will teach you about the culture that, a McDonald's or the IKEA food court won't. Now, another thing that I only do occasionally is go get your hair cut, or for me, get your beard shaved when you go and travel, because when you go to the barber shop, it is a cultural experience, because the hairstyles are totally different. I know whenever we go to Italy, the boys always get the hair done, and they come out looking like little Italian models. It's hilarious, but it's also a fun experience. I know when I lived in Portugal, I would always go and have a guy do my beard for me, because I'm like, why shave it? It was a good thing. It was a good experience. And I got to talk to the locals and get to know the gossip, because the guys that are, the barber shop back home, you go to the salon back home, it's all the gossip, it's all the things going on, and you learn so much about the culture. But it's a really fun experience, and I don't have to bring my clippers with me when I travel, so it's a double win. And then the 8th place you can learn about the culture without having to go to a museum is stay at a B&B. No, not an Airbnb, not an apartment rental, not a hotel. Stay at a bed and breakfast, because a bed and breakfast, the owners live there. The owners are from that town, and they want to share their experience of loving their town and loving their bed and breakfast. And it's one of those great things when you come back from seeing the city and you hang out and talk to the owners by the fireside chat, whether it's in Scotland or England. We've done that in Ireland, and it really helped us learn more about the culture while we're there. And that's why staying at a B&B is a great way to learn about the culture. So what are some other things that you've done that helped you learn about the culture of a country that you were visiting that wasn't at a museum or a castle? Let us know in the comments below so we can help other travelers. And if you want to learn more about traveling the world, why don't you hit that subscribe button, because we have stuff to help you out all around the world. Bye from here in Bratislava.